Alright guys, welcome to Stellar Bay. It's time to head to the cathedral and make those negotiations.
Hey, thanks for coming.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
I don't have time for nonsense from either of you, so let's just get this done.
I certainly hope you don't mean to undercut the value of due diligence.
Don't fret. The captain here is right honorable. Usually.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
You don't have weak Sanjar. Zor's ready to storm the city right now.
Though I admit I'd rather not. We've shed enough blood as it is.
Is the only choice here between fighting and starving? We've got to be practical.
Come on, Sanjar. You can't start negotiations this way.
This feels more like an assault than a negotiation.
I'm getting a bit of déjà vu, Captain.
You did a strange thing with your eyes just now. Is this all supposed to mean something to me?
Come on, you can't be this obtuse. Tell me Graham wasn't working alone. He couldn't have.
Something tells me Sanjar didn't know.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far.
It is. We found correspondences between him and the pirates.
But that means... I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I buy it. Sanjar ain't capable of hurting a sprat, even from a distance.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it.
Sanjar, you're a leader. That means taking responsibility.
For what? Graham was a rabid canid. He may have fooled me, but I wasn't the only one.
Forget it. Look, my people need a place to live. You can give it to us, or we can take it. Your choice.
This shall be good practice for working with the board, I see. Still, anything's cheaper than war. You have a deal, Zora.
What about the targeting module?
If we're in Stellar Bay, then we don't need it yet. I just need a promise that when we do, we'll share it.
Guess that's that.
Thank you for brokering this arrangement.
Yeah. Here's hoping we don't come to regret this. Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. Guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
We done a good thing, Captain. A real good thing. Lots of folks are gonna be better off because of this.
Alright. Not too difficult. Didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to take. We got some MSI red. Do Parvati's thing. Yeah, let's do Parvati's thing. I think these are Byzantium. I don't know how I feel about doing this one.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
You're always engaged in heated discussions in the kitchen. Make sure I don't have too much weight. I didn't have any problems with money or anything in this game. I didn't buy anything either, so.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Can we talk? Since we're in Byzantium, there's something I've been meaning to do.
What's that?
I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to be worried sick.
Funny, you don't strike me as the type who keeps in touch.
Which brings us to where we are today, several messages and a few years late. See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. I know that probably comes as a big surprise.
And now you just want to catch up with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm proud of you, Ellie. Of course you should reconnect with your parents.
Reconnect is a strong word. And, I was thinking you'd come too.
What? Why would you want me to meet your parents?
Because it would be fun.
Level with me, Ellie. What's this really about?
It's, well, they know me as Marilyn the Surgeon. They don't know Ellie the Pirate Sawbones. But you, you're authentic rabble. True riffraff. When they see you, they'll get it.
Ellie, I'm flattered, thank you.
Yeah, just don't let it go to your head.
Okay, we'll go.
Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough edges a bit. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some blood stains, wear that one.
I'll take care of dressing myself, thanks.
You're the boss. Anything else?
Let's go. Alright, so we're gonna take Ellie and Parvati.
Stay safe out there.
Finally made it to Byzantium.
Are you still tinkering with that?
It's not gonna fix itself.
Don't we have repair drones for that kind of thing?
This was a repair drone.
You gotta teach me that.
can't something exciting happen around here for once?
Nothing wrong with stability. It means everything's running like clockwork.
Don't you ever want a little fun? Maybe see a marauder ship get blown to bits overhead?
What a thing to say. Everyone knows marauders can't fly.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
Anti-Cleo's ketchup. Organic.
That's supposed to be a model of a system? Not super accurate. I once treated a lady who got her hand caught in the gears. Idiot was more worried about her rings than her fingers.
Spacer's Choice Adreno. For life, little injuries.
I've always loved that sculpture.
It's an orrery, and you say that every time.
It's strange, though. I thought Byzantium was the center of Halcyon.
That's a figure of speech.
I know that.
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it.
That's me, rugged and well-traveled.
Ah, Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I'd found my muse. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs.
It's like you read my mind.
Darling, you and that brutish swagger of yours have been on my mind the moment you stepped into my studio. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me?
Sounds like fun. Count me in.
Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me.
Any excuse to admire my looks, huh? Can't blame you.
Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium once I'm done with you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers, none of that garbage Spacer's Choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job.
You're in luck. I'm already wearing an iconoclast outfit.
Goodness, look at those atrocious contours. The sheer brutality of its design offends the senses and shocks the mind into a state of palpable excitement. I adore it. 2 outfits remain. I can't wait to see what you'll bring me. Something shocking, I hope.
My engineer's going on a date, and she needs a fine outfit.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word, such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There.
an engineer. You think she can afford that? She needs to impress her true love.
Love? That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so... precious. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you.
Hold up, did you actually measure her for this outfit? I didn't see any measuring tape.
Darling, do I look like an amateur? I read her measurements by eye. And don't you ask, because they're no one's business but her own.
I guess we can swing 3,000 bits.
There are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back! I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in merely an hour.
I spent 9,000 bits just on Parvati.
And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I.
Can I buy something? Let's see what she has. I guess I can't buy anything.
Okay, gone quiet.
She did not have anything cool.
I love Byzantium. Where else are you going to find art, culture, working toilets?
I'm sure other colonies have cities like this.
But those are so far away. I'm talking about Halcyon.
In that case, thank the law we've got the chairman and the minister to keep the rabble at bay.
Is Maxfield still drinking?
Out with it, you wretched contraption!
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Sure, they look fancy. There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial-grade cleaning solvent in desperation.
Profits are soaring.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws! We certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble.
Hello.
Play the ruffian angle some more. You're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
Theft, vandalism, profanity, you name it. We've done it at least twice.
Yep, we're a pair of disgraceful lowlifes.
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors.
Let's not get carried away.
Just a second. You had the floors redone with real Terran marble? Since when can you afford that?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
Why do I get the feeling you people are about to apologize for something?
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what?
But I'm sure you're much happier now, knowing Ellie's alive and well, right?
Of course. And we shall always harbor that joyful secret deep within our hearts.
And you'll report it to the insurance company, right?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Why did you do that?
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
I'll have you know, Ellie's a professional miscreant.
Shh! Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
Ellie, are you done with these jerks?
Not until I get some answers. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
If you really knew your daughter, you'd know quiet is not in her vocabulary.
She hasn't changed a bit, I see.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
I don't know about you, Ellie, but I'm ready to cause a scene.
Let's just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
What do you think you're doing?
Whatever I want.
Oh! Don't hurt me!
Whatever.
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
How did you think that would go?
I thought they'd be scandalized. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
And then what?
I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
How about, it's payback time, and I'm collecting with interest.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then, Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red, and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
Hey, chin up. You're better than this.
I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
I'm sorry. It's a rough situation.
I'm used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moonbase, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm.
I think there's a lesson here, Ellie.
Uh-oh, it looks like we're in for a big talk.
Everyone's only out for themselves. You've seen that now.
I always thought I knew that. Didn't realize it would take getting stabbed in the back to really get it. Good thing it happened with a couple top-rungers who can't stick worse than a butter knife in me. They've got no idea what a real double-cross looks like. Much less a Hephaestian triple-cross. Or an inverted Olympian blind cross. Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
That money won't make you feel better about what happened.
Wanna bet? I've got some big appetites, and they're all cheap.
You have a plan in mind?
I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
So how do we do this?
My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Alright, let's go.
You must be joking.
Miss Ellie, Dr. Benhill, I noticed your pistol's been making a funny noise. What are you talking about? I oil it every night. Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully. You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here, even.
Everything's got a price.
The sole letter in this mailbox is addressed to the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group's satellite office in Fallbrook on the planet Monarch.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
I've been there before.
Try Anti-Cleo's. It's better.
And while we're here, let's just go take a look at this. We'll just talk to the girl and see what she says.
The dissonance
Remember that street?
What's gone into Bachman?
You think the Privy's gold-plated too?
Laboratory access.
That's top-of-the-line equipment. Better than most hospitals, even.
That's far enough. What are you doing here? How did you even get inside?
Your alien mind tricks won't fool me.
My what? Let's talk about this. Please. I think there's been a crucial misunderstanding.
I'm listening.
If you came looking for some elaborate scheme, it isn't here. All I'm doing is trying to keep Halcyon alive.
What are you doing, Doctor? This information is beyond classified.
You can write me up in your report. It hardly matters. I'm researching a new way to feed the colony. The crops we transplanted from Earth don't give us the nutrients we need. Our colonists might not realize it yet, but they're starving.
Do you always have corporate guards in your home?
A recent development, Captain. Apparently someone's broken into the laboratories where I used to work. The board wanted me protected.
This is startling, but it doesn't explain the research I found.
The food we grow here barely sustains human life. The colony won't last under these conditions. So, the board let me approach the problem from a different angle. I believed that I could adapt humans to live on Halcyon's terms. That I could change us. Give us the ability to derive sustenance from the nutrients the food does have.
Adaptation didn't save your research team.
Not for lack of trying. I wanted to save them all, but I wasn't strong enough.
You burned through a lot of valuable scientists to arrive at zero solutions.
I wouldn't allow us to experiment on convicts or the unemployed. It's wrong, no matter what the law says. Everyone agreed. We accepted the risks. I'm desperate. I've already asked all the best institutes on Earth for help. Years ago, we sent a message out on the Cornelius Vanderbilt, but heard nothing back.
Cornelius Vanderbilt?
One of the two Earth Directorate assault cruisers. assigned to patrol the Halcyon system. It's been missing for over 2 years now. They never re-established contact after the skip to Earth. Of course, the board is keeping that under wraps.
Imagine losing something with that many guns on it.
How'd you lose half a pair of ships like it were a sock?
The board is uneasy about letting the colony know, seeing as half of their military force vanished without a trace.
If the board's authority is vulnerable, that's a crisis waiting to unfold.
Exactly. If colonists know we can't feed them or protect them, they'll begin to wonder why they need us at all.
The board wants to adapt the entire population of Halcyon?
Once we can replicate a success, the board will move to rewire our nucleon. With any luck, our next generation will be eating and thriving off Halcyon crops.
Knowing what the board considers a success, that doesn't give me a lot of hope.
You really think the board got our best interests at heart? I mean, they say, but I'm just not sure.
We haven't made enough strides to advance the plan. Hardly any at all. But we have to keep trying.
That's a hell of a story. Lilia Hagen still wants me to kill you.
If I die, there's no one who can reproduce our work. Every sacrifice will have been for nothing. And we'll be no closer to a solution that feeds the colony.
You know Phineas Wells? If you work with him, I'll spare you.
The one on the wanted posters? They say he's an anarchist. A madman, a butcher. I'll do it.
Doctor!
What choice do I have, Commander?
In the future, try and stay away from plans that hack our species.
What kind of scientist would I be if I held to a promise like that? I need to get out of here. Phineas can contact me when he's ready to work together. For now, I'd better pack up the lab and head somewhere discreet.
Not so fast. Captain, what you just learned is beyond your clearance. Hell, it's beyond mine. Give me one reason why I should let you walk out of here alive.
It's less work than hauling my corpse out of here.
Wrong answer.
You got the door.
I hope Dr. Wells has the resources to handle this project. What do you think you're
Really?
doing?
After all that junk? Nothing at all.
Ah, sorry for the misunderstanding.
Fast travel from here. I want to go see Phineas really quick.
So then I told him, oh, ha ha ha, that tickles. How odd. No, don't desist. I think I might like it. Further data collection is required for accurate assessment.
Sanitizing within established radius.
I don't think I need to go here, but I'm just gonna go here real quick anyway.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
I've heard those iconoclasts have a rather smashing opinion of you. Get it? Smashing? Iconoclasts? Oh, never mind. What's on your mind?
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Don't you ever leave your lab?
Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia.
Come on, Phineas, there has to be something you do for fun.
I enjoyed the occasional aether wave drama in my youth. Not anymore. All board propaganda. I'd rather not be brainwashed. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
I'd better get going. Let's pick this up some other time.
Of course, I'll be here, as usual.
I guess I don't need to talk to him about that.
The Sissy pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident? That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control here, Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. You're always in control, right? I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm trying to tune a belt. Here, stand like me. Just so. Hips square. Lean forward a little. It's just equipment. You're just an engineer using it. Ah! Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
I believe your choice to spare Chartrand would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublight's money is inconsequential in the face of ethics. Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Actually, I wonder if I can do that Junlai thing now. Let's try to do that.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope.
Parvati, making every little thing perfect won't change Junlai's feelings.
I know. For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. I guess since we're already here, I just gotta head back to the ship and send her the message asking her to come over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
Cool. We'll do that right after we talk to Lilia then.
Rizzo's Lemon Slap. Slap your whole family tonight. CNP Borston Baked Beans. When you need to eat and run, Borston Baked Beans is the only one.
Is it done?
I spoke to Chartrand. I'm not going to kill her.
Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species? Or are we finished here?
You misunderstood Chartrand's research. She's our best shot at survival in Halcyon.
You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
This is why I always ask for half my payment up front.
You think maybe she's got an itchy trigger finger? I don't want to find out.
I said, get out.
Should kill all those guys.
What was that? What do you think you're doing?
Whatever I want.
Yeah. Guess you're on the level.
Come on in here, girls. Oh, I can tell them to come in here.
Okay, moving out.
There's not even really anything in here. Well, there's that. I really gotta take the elevator back down.
On my way.
Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like this, I'm bound to get nervous. Time for you to move along. You keep lingering like...
CNP Borston.
After all this time, that's the first time this game's crashed.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Felix, you got to hear this. You know Princess of Hephaestus? That late show about the freedom fighter with a pure heart and a mean right hook? She finally kissed her sweetheart, Miss Yuko.
This I gotta see. Thanks.
All right. She's on her way. How do I look?
Cleaner, maybe.
You bet I am. You don't want to know how much engine gunk came off me in the shower. Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. All right. Deep breath. Here I go.
What a mess! What a mess!
Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person. My father and I were often at loggerheads. He had notions of how the station should be run, and I had others. He was fond of saying, "You think Groundbreaker pays for itself? Someone's got to cover the bills," when I chafed against his deference to the board.
Sounds like he was afraid of him.
He was, and he was right to be. Didn't mean I had to like it.
For a second and then come back.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
Did it go well?
I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and the first thing she said was, "Oh, you smell nice, like mock apples." And I was like, "Yeah, new soap." And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
I know, I was there.
Well, sure you could see, but I thought maybe you'd want to know some of what was said. You ain't much of a romantic, huh, Captain?
So you laid out the meal, brought June in, and started the music?
She stood stock still and just said, "Oh," real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, "Is that dustback casserole?" I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
So the meal went well. The dessert too?
Well, we talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
Smooth.
One of us has got to be. We're both... June's so reserved and I'm so shy. I worried if I never said anything, nothing would ever get said, you know? I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and my humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
what happened next? Don't leave me in suspense.
Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes!
That was very sweet. Congratulations.
It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
Nice. 48,000 XP. That's a lot. I got a picture of Junlei and Parvati.
Sam, I must confess, I have not been cleaned for far too long. You're sure this will... Oh, yes. That's the spot exactly. Why, I didn't expect you to be so thorough. I am ashamed to admit. Oh, Captain, there you are. Pardon, but perhaps you could afford us some privacy, please?
Alright guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's it for this one.